Welcome. In this training video, you will learn how to add and work with additional terms during your negotiations to help you reach an agreement and have these additional terms added to the settlement agreement document that will be generated and sent to the court. When you are negotiating your dispute, sometimes the negotiation terms available on this screen don't fully capture the terms that both sides want in order to resolve their dispute. One example would be when the installment payments to be made are not all going to be the same dollar amount. Anyone registered for ODR for this dispute on either the plaintiff side or the defendant side can add additional terms. To do so, click on the Additional Terms tab. When additional terms are added and agreed to by all parties involved in the negotiations, they will be added to the settlement agreement document that will be generated and then sent to the court. To add a negotiation term or an other term, you use the same process. Click on the Add icon for the term you want to add. Then type the text for the term that you want to add. When you are ready, click Send. Then refresh your screen to see the changes. You see that by default, the person who added the term appears in the Accepted column. Now you are waiting for the other parties involved in the negotiations to accept or reject the new term. It's possible that before the other parties respond to this new term, you decide to withdraw it, perhaps because through your chat with them, you've decided it's no longer needed or appropriate. To withdraw a term that you've added, click the Withdraw Term button. The term is immediately withdrawn. Each time a term is added, changed, withdrawn, or responded to, all parties involved in the negotiations are notified by email. After chatting with the other side, I will now add a new term. And again, when I am ready, I will click Send. Once again, I'll refresh my screen. And here I see the new term, and I'm awaiting for the other party's response. If the other parties have not yet responded to this term, you also have the ability to edit it. To do so, click the Edit Term button to make changes to it. When I'm ready, I'll click Send. Now let's look at what it's like to receive an additional term from one of the other parties in this dispute. Now I am logged in as the defendant, and I can see that the plaintiff has added an other term and is awaiting my response. I can either decline it or accept it. After reviewing it, I've decided to accept it. As you see, I've been added to the Accepted column. If, however, I chose to decline it, then we could continue negotiating and create new terms to which I could accept or decline. I'm now logged in once again as the plaintiff. Any number of negotiation terms or other terms can be added by anyone registered in ODR for these negotiations. Any additional term that is accepted by all of the negotiating parties will be added to the settlement agreement that gets generated. At this point, as the plaintiff, I'm going to go ahead and have that agreement generated. The stipulation by parties settlement reached document has been generated, and let's take a look at it. Here are our details, and on page 2, any additional terms that were added and accepted by all parties are now added to our settlement agreement. This is how you can add additional negotiation terms or other terms to your final settlement agreement. And again, plaintiffs and defendants can both do this, but only those that are accepted by all sides will be added to this final document.